Hello, everyone, and welcome to the IMS Curriculum Workshop, also known as Tips and Tricks to Choosing Your Courses. So my name is Sobiga Vyravanathan, and I'm the Curriculum and Education Coordinator here at the IMS. So my role primarily encompasses anything from curriculum development to our course evaluations to curriculum review, advising our students on our course and degree requirements, hiring our TAs and sessional lectures, as well as event planning, like our major scientific day and the Ori Rothstein lecture. We're so excited to have you here. So congratulations on getting accepted to IMS, and we look forward to welcoming you in September. So today with me, I have our wonderful staff team, which I will ask everyone to give a 30-second introduction so that you get to know our different members of our staff team. So why don't we start with Emily?
Hi, everybody. My name is Emily DeRosier. My name should be familiar because I'm the admissions and recruitment officer at IMS. So I helped admit all of you. So welcome and congratulations. Yeah, so my role is primarily to help with admissions. And I also run the summer undergraduate research program. So welcome.
Thanks, Emily. Ewan?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to IMS. My name is Elaine, and I'm the graduate program assistant for the master program. I'm here to support you throughout your journey in the master's program. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always happy to help.
Wonderful. Valeria?
Hi, congratulations and welcome to IMS. Just like Helen, I run the PhD side of things, so I can help you out with, your packs, just your requirements as you go through your program. But I also help manage awards. If you have any questions about that, you could come to me, as well as Caroline, who is not here today, but I'm sure you'll get to know her throughout your program.
Great, thank you. Our Director of Curriculum, Nicole Harnett, unfortunately cannot be here today, but we'll get started with our presentation. So just as an overview, we'll be going over the presentation. The presentation portion of today's workshop will be recorded. So during the presentation portion of the workshop, please feel free to put any questions in the chat. Our wonderful staff team here will be answering any questions. And then at the end of the presentation, we will have a Q&A session, which will not be recorded, where I will also go through all the other questions that have not been answered. And then we'll end off the day with breakout rooms. Can everyone see my screen? Sounds good. So yeah, as I mentioned, today's workshop is tips and tricks to choosing your IMS courses. So today's agenda, we'll be going over the key U of T websites that you should know, course and degree requirements, course selection and the add drop form, our grading policy, the collaborative specialization programs, the mandatory MSc 1010-1011H mandatory course, as well as the PACs. And then, as I mentioned, we'll be having a Q&A session with IMS staff, as well as we'll end off the day with Q&A with the current IMS students here in breakout rooms. And as I mentioned, feel free to drop any questions in the chat throughout the presentation. So this is our IMS website. I hope most of you are familiar with the website. If not, I highly recommend that you take a look at our website. Our website is quite comprehensive, with all the information that you'll need to know, whether it be regarding admissions, whether it be regarding curriculum, whether it be regarding your thesis defense, like any events that are happening, or weekly digest. All of it is housed on our website. So it's a great resource for all of you to become familiar with. Today's presentation will focus more on the programs, courses, and current student section, because that's where most of the course-related items are. So there are two main sites, in addition to the IMS website, that you should have bookmarked on your computer. So we'll start off with Acorn. So Acorn is basically where you will be registering for courses. So on July 14th, which is next Monday, course enrollment will be open and you will need to register for courses through Acorn. So Acorn can be accessed at acorn.utoronto.ca. And on Acorn, it's not just only for course enrollment. So you can update your contact information, access any financial information regarding like your tuition, tax slips, also academic information. So this is where you can see your timetable at the end of your semester when the grades are uploaded. You will see the grades on your transcript on Acorn. So if you want to see an unofficial transcript, you can go to Acorn and see your grades, what courses you're enrolled in. So this is a really important website that you should have bookmarked on your computer. Your degree registration status. So if you see on the screenshot, I know it's quite small, but under the academic section, you can see, for example, the summer session, it says registered. And then for the fall winter, it says invited. So these are different registration statuses. And if you are an incoming student and have any questions about your registration status, you can email Emily at adm.medscience@utoronto.ca. And any questions regarding course enrollment can be emailed to me at cc.medscience@utoronto.ca. So another important website is Quarkus. So Quarkus is a learning management system. So this is where professors will upload like course syllabi, course materials, any readings, any announcements that they have, quizzes, assignments, unofficial grades. So these are not like your official grades, but any unofficial grades for like any assignments that are completed. So it is an online teaching and learning system. Not all courses use Quarkus at U of T, but a lot of them do. So this is another website that you want to have bookmarked on your computer. So it's q.utoronto.ca. So what we're going to be going over next are the degree requirements, or the course requirements, I should say. So if you're an MSc or Masters of Science student, the course requirements are as follows. So you need 2.0 full course equivalents throughout your entire degree. So this is from the time you start to the time you finish, you need to have 2.0 full course equivalents. Of those 2.0 full course equivalents, half of them will be for a mandatory course known as MSc 1010H. This course will be automatically uploaded for you on Acorn. So please do not try to upload or request this course on Acorn. You will get an enrollment blocked screen. You should be automatically uploaded into this course on Acorn. If you are not, please double check your Acorn. And if you're not, feel free to email me and I'll have that sorted out. There will be another course code that you'll see known as RST999Y. It refers to your thesis. It's not really a course, but once you're done your thesis and oral defense, you will get a credit for that. And that course code will also be uploaded automatically for you. So please do not try to enroll in that course on Acorn. So other than the half credit MSc 1010H, which we'll go over further details in the following slides, you will need to complete a half full course equivalent. So two 0.25 FCE courses, also known as modular courses. So these modular courses are shorter in length. That's why they're modular courses. So they're typically 12 hours in instructional time. Some of the courses are like every other week for 6 weeks. Some of them are just every week for 6 weeks. Some of them are just 2 Saturdays. So they're very different in the sense that they don't follow a traditional timetable. So it's not like if it's a fall semester, it can be September to December, but it could be just October or just November. So there's a little bit more flexibility in modular courses. You can complete either credit, no credit, or letter graded modular courses to complete the modular course requirement, or a combination of both. So they can be credit, no credit, like one course can be credit, no credit, the other course can be letter graded, or you can do 2 letter graded modular courses, or you can do 2 credit, no credit modular courses. So it's up to you. Modular courses, IMS offers several modular courses, which can be found on our website. There is a section specifically for modular courses. They start at MSc 1.1, and then those were the ones that are modular courses on the IMS website. But you're also welcome to take modular courses in other departments, such as the TRP department, the LMP department. These are just some of the few departments that I'm naming, but there are other departments that you can take modular courses from as well. And then you will also have to complete 1.0 FCE of letter graded elective courses. So this is really important to emphasize. They must be letter graded. So they must be graded on a letter graded scale, which means goes from A+, A minus, B+, B, or B minus. The elective courses can be any combination that adds up to 1.0. So you can take one 1.0 FCE course, you can take two 0.5 FCE courses, you can take one 0.5 FCE and two 0.25 FCE. So any combination that adds up to one, but they must be letter graded. So a common question that I always get asked is, can I use a modular course towards the elective requirement? You can, as long as it is a letter graded modular course. However, you cannot double count it. So if you count it towards the modular course requirement, you cannot count it towards the elective requirement. It can only count towards one of the requirements. You can take elective courses in other departments as well, but for most courses that you take elective courses outside of IMS, you will need to complete an add drop form, which I'll go in further detail in the following slides. Other than this, students will also need to complete a TCPS2 online ethics course. So if you've already completed an ethics certificate, which most of you might have if previously, you can use the exact same certificate again. More instructions about that will be emailed to you in September. You also need to attend our annual Ori Rothstein lecture, which happens in the fall term. This year it will be happening in November. It is a lecture that's held in person, and you will need to attend the lecture as well as complete the survey requirement to have this requirement marked as complete. So you only need to attend this once throughout your entire degree. And then you also need to present at the annual IMS Scientific Day. So this is like our largest event at IMS, and it is like a research day. And so this usually happens in April of every year. And so you will be submitting an abstract, submitting a poster, and presenting your poster to have this requirement marked as complete. Again, you only need to attend this once throughout your degree. So moving on to the PhD. So this is if you're a PhD with a defended master's degree. So not a direct entry PhD, you're coming with, you're going into the PhD program. So again, the course requirements are 2.0. It is very similar to what I described to you in detail for the master's. The only difference you'll notice is that it's not MSc 1010H, it's MSc 1011H. So the only difference is that the course is the same. It just has different course codes to note one is a master's and one is a PhD. So MSc 1010H is for master's students, MSc 1011H is for PhD students. Again, this course will be uploaded automatically for you. Please do not try to enroll in the course on Acorn. So one of the differences that I'd like to note here is that there may be some of students who are entering the PhD program this September who previously completed an IMS master's degree. If you completed an IMS master's degree, you do not need to take MSc 1011H or the modular courses again. That 1.0 FCE will be replaced by another elective course. So you'll have to take 2.0 elective courses. So that's the only difference. So moving on to PhD direct entry or transfer from MSc. So if you're a PhD direct entry or you are planning to transfer from the MSc to the PhD program, which a lot of our students do, these will be your course requirements. So the difference here is that you will need 3.0 full course equivalent. So that's an additional 1.0 FCE. The difference is that you'll need 2.0 elective courses, so very similar. For anyone that's transferring, you'll need to do a transfer exam within 18 to 21 months of registration, and otherwise, if you're direct entry, a qualifying exam. So these are our doctoral stream programs that we have at IMS. So we have the master's as well as the PhD. So within the PhD, you can have the students who transfer from a master's to a PhD. We have direct entry PhD without a defended master's, as well as a PhD. So the requirements regarding how many years it usually takes is indicated on this screen. So for master's students, we recommend that you complete your coursework within the first year of study. So within the so for students starting in September, by next August, that you complete your coursework. It is not a requirement, but it is a recommendation. So moving on to course selection. So this is another website that you should have on your computer ready to look at. So on the courses section of the website, you will see, if you hover over courses, you'll see enrollment, course selection, timetable and descriptions, modular courses, and MSc 1010. So you want to go to the timetable and description section to see any half and 1.0 full credit courses, and then you want to go to the modular courses to see any 0.25 FCE courses. So modular courses. As I mentioned, are 0.25 FCE each. So as I mentioned, there are courses that are letter graded, and then there are courses that are credit, no credit. So credit, no credit means that you will get a credit if you pass the course, and a no credit and NCR if you fail the course. A letter graded course means that you'll have an A plus, A minus, a B plus B, or B minus, or if you fail the course in FZ on your transcript. So on our website, you can clearly see which courses are letter graded, as you can see, like it's circled in red on the screen to show you where you can find this information, or if it's graded on a credit, no credit. You cannot switch around the grading system. So if the course is letter graded, it's going to be letter graded. If it's credit, no credit, it's going to be credit, no credit. And we have now all the way up to MSc 1127. So this is just a screenshot, but this is from a previous year. But our website is now updated with all the information about all the modular courses that we're offering this year. So on our website, you will see some of them will say not offered in the 2025 to 2026 academic year, which means that we're not offering it in the fall or the winter semester. So please do not try adding these courses. If it says session TBD, most likely this course will not be offered this academic year. If there are any changes, our website will be updated. So please look for the courses where it says session fall 2025 or session winter 2026. And as you can see, we have a wide range of modular courses. We have courses on graduate professional development, which are like MSc 1100, MSc 1101, MSc 1124, MSc 1126. We have courses on like neurodegenerative disease, which is like MSc 1104. We have courses on AI and natural language processing. So we have courses on a wide range of topics. So you can find a course that's suitable to your interest or to your thesis topic. On this, when you press the plus icon, you will see more information about the start date, the time of the course, whether it's happening every week, is it bi-weekly, the room location. So some of the start dates haven't been confirmed, but our website will continue to be updated. So I'll update it as soon as I receive the information. So it's important that you check our website to see when the courses are being offered, who the course instructors are. So some of our modular courses require permission from the instructor. For example, MSc 1104 requires you to send a statement of interest to the instructor. MSc 1121H requires you to fill out a form. So it's really important that you realize that you look at what the requirements are, if there are any enrollment instructions, that you follow these instructions, because otherwise your course request will not be approved. So course approval instructions by IMS. So where you see manage courses is where you'll go to manage any courses that you have. So there is like an enrollment cart. So it's really important that you can put courses in your enrollment cart now, but it's really important that you actually enroll in the course. Having courses in your enrollment cart is like having a shopping cart online. You haven't officially checked out the item until you actually requested the course. So it's really important that you don't keep courses in your enrollment cart, but you actually enroll in the courses if you're looking to take the courses. So I will only see your course request once you request the course. I don't see any courses that are in your enrollment cart. So the first step is to request the course on Acorn. You will see the course move into courses currently under requested status. So all courses that you request have to be approved by me. It is not an instantaneous process. So please do not email me 30 seconds after you request a course saying it's not in your currently enrolled cart, because I will have to go through every single course request. There are over 500 students at IMS, and I try to approve course requests as fast as I can, but please do note that there are many students, and I have 500 students to approve course requests for. If after a week and a half you see that your course request hasn't been approved and you followed all the necessary steps, please feel free to email me, but please do realize it is not an instantaneous process. So as I mentioned, requested does not mean approved. So you're not in the course until you are approved to take the course, and you will not have access to any course content on Quarkus until you're approved in the course. So as we'll go in further detail, so there are certain courses, like if you request a course in a department outside of IMS that requires an add drop form, I cannot or I will not approve any courses until you submit a completely filled out add drop form. So that's why your course is still in requested status. So one of the new policies that we have is that students can only enroll in a maximum of 2.0 FCE per semester. So this includes the MSc 1010 H course if you're a master's student or MSc 1011 H course. So if you're in the MSc 1010 H course, there's only another 1.5 FCE that you can enroll in. So this is to ensure that our students are taking the right number of courses. You do not need to be taking more than 2.0 FCE per semester, especially in your first semester study, because if you remember, for master's students, you only need 2.0 throughout your entire degree. And if you're a PhD student, you only need 2.0 or 3.0, depending on which stream you're in. So 2.0 FCE is plenty of courses for you to take a semester. So one of the other things that I like to tell students is that you should unrequest a course if you're not interested in the course anymore. So what students don't realize is that when you request a course, you're taking up a space in the course, even if you're not officially approved. So there are so many students, as I mentioned at IMS, there's over 500 students. So it is common courtesy that if you're not interested in a course, that you unrequest the course so that the space can be given to another student who needs the course. Another question that I commonly get asked is that if you have an invited status on Acorn, you can enroll in courses. So you don't need a registered status on Acorn to enroll in courses. Invited status is sufficient. However, by the registration deadline, you must be registered. If you are not registered by the registration deadline, you will be removed automatically by the system from all your courses. So this is something very important to keep in mind, that by the registration deadline, you need to become registered, but you can enroll in courses with an invited status. So what courses should you take, or what courses should you take, or who should you talk to? So the courses that you take should support like your specific research projects, or your thesis, any skills that you need. So some students like who are in lab-based work like to take lab-based skills-based courses. If you're enrolled in a collaborative specialization program, or you're looking to register in one, they might have additional course requirements in addition to the IMS degree requirements. So those are courses that you'll have to take if you want to take those CSP. You should speak to your supervisor about your course selection. They should be aware of the courses that you're taking, your committee members. If you're interested in learning more about different courses, I recommend that you can also talk to other students and peers, particularly from IMSA, upper year students who've taken courses, if you just want to understand what the course is all about. But it's really important that you talk to your supervisor about the courses that you're taking. So when should you complete course requirements? So although there is not a requirement on completing your course requirements by the first year for master's students, or for PhD by the second year for PhD students who have a defended master's, this is our recommendation. So also, if you're looking to transfer, there are transfer requirements on a certain number of months that you can only transfer between, and the course requirements need to be complete. So it's really recommended that you complete your courses within the first year if you're a master's, or if you're a PhD within your second year. And that way you also have the opportunity to focus more on your research in the following years and not focus on your course requirements. Our course requirements are quite light, so you should be able to complete within your first year, but it is largely dependent on what courses are available, your supervisor, and your preferences as well. So moving on to the mandatory MSc 1010, as well as the 1011 H course, also known as our seminar series in translational research. The course director is Dr. Marianne Kurozinski, who you can see on the right of your screen. So she is the course director for the course. So for students who started in fall 2024, so all of you who are starting in fall 2025, the requirements are over a 2-year period. There are only 2 requirements for the course. So in year 1, in the fall term, you will complete the lecture series. So the lecture series are basically seminars. So this year, the seminars are taking place on Fridays. And so there are usually 12 to 13 seminars, and you have to attend. For example, if there are 13 seminars, you must attend 12 of them. And if there are 12 seminars, you must attend 11 of those. So you can only miss 1 seminar. Otherwise, you will have to make up the missed seminars in the following fall semester. So this is something really important to keep in mind. So the seminars really give you an opportunity to expose you to different areas of research, different research methodologies. It is our introductory seminar series course, and it's a great course to start off your degree, and it is a mandatory course as well. So in year 2, all of you will be completing the presentation groups requirement. in winter of 2027. So this requirement is basically there is a plenary session where you get a presentation about how to give presentations, and then you're put into groups, and then in the groups you will be presenting your research from your thesis, as well as like evaluating other peers as well through the presentation group requirements. It usually happens in February and March of every year over a 4-week period as plus the plenary session. And you will have to attend all 4 of those sessions to have the presentation group requirement marked as complete. So MSc 1010 and 1011H, as I mentioned, it's the same course, is graded on a credit, no credit basis. So you will only receive the credit once both of these requirements are complete. So the course will appear on your transcript every single semester until the course is complete. The semester in which you complete the course is where you will see the credit, and every other semester you will see IPR. I serve as a course coordinator for this course, so if you have any questions, feel free to email me. The TA for the course is Nayab, and her email will be provided on Quarkus once you have access to the course on Quarkus. Moving on to collaborative specialization programs. So IMS is involved in a whole range of collaborative specialization programs. And the goal of a collaborative specialization program, also known as CSP that you might hear it referred to, is to really allow you to enrich your graduate experience by exploring a research area in depth. It really provides you an opportunity to network with other students and faculty that have similar interests and similar research area projects. Some of these CSBs, for example, like the neuroscience CSB has a course, like a seminar series course, I believe. Some of them have research day components. Some of them require you to take additional courses. So each CSB is very different and they have different requirements. Once you're done CSB or you complete it, it is indicated on your transcript. So this is an additional notation that will be added to your transcript. As I mentioned, we have CSBs in a whole range of topics. Our most popular one is the Neuroscience, the Collaborative Specialization Program. Neuroscience, also known as CPIN. We have a lot of students also in the Cardiovascular Sciences Collaborative Specialization Program, but we have a lot of new CSBs as well, like neuromodulation. So there is probably a CSB that might be of interest to you. These are not required, but they're optional. You need to be registered in IMS before you can be enrolled in a CSB. So you actually need to apply to the Collaborative Specialization Program. So if you go on our website under the Collaborative Specialization Program, we have links to every single CSB that we're offering, and you can go on their website and apply for that specific CSB. So you actually have to be accepted into that CSB. So it's really important that even if your offer letter says that specific CSB, you should contact that CSB for their application process. So if you're enrolled in a CSB, the requirements for both the IMS and the CSB must be completed. So another common question that I commonly get asked is, can a course that I take towards my collaborative specialization program be counted towards IMS elective requirement? So it has to be a letter graded elective course. And if it is an approved course, it can count towards your IMS elective requirement. Moving on to the most important section of today's workshop, so the add-drop course form. This form can be found on our website under the timetables section. This is a really important form, and I highly recommend you pay attention to this section carefully because it will save both you and I time when you're trying to enroll in courses in different departments. So for most courses outside of IMS, you're required to submit an add-drop course form, which needs to be signed by you, your supervisor, and the course instructor of the department offering the course. So on our website, I have a list of departments where you don't need to complete an add-drop form. But for every other department that's not listed, you need to complete an add-drop form to enroll in their course. So please check our website to see which departments don't require an add-drop form. And for every other website, please make sure that you fill out an add-drop form. So I'll go over how you fill the add-drop form on the following slide. But once you have the add-drop form, you'll be sending the add-drop form to me. And then our graduate coordinator and I will review the form, and once it's approved, I'll send the form back to you to send to the graduate coordinator of the department offering the course. You can request the course on Acorn before you fill out the add-drop form. if you're able to. So certain courses, when you try to request a course on Acorn, it will say enrollment blocked. So you can't add the course. You'll just have to fill out the add drop form, and the department offering the course will add you to the course once the form is fully filled. For other courses, you may be able to add the course, but I will not approve the course request until a completed add drop form is sent to me. So this is really important. One of the things I like to emphasize is that this process takes a long time. So it's really important that you start this process early. For fall 2025 courses, you should start the process even today, even though course enrollment starts on Monday. So you get the required signatures so that we have everything in place. It is multiple people's signatures are required, like the course instructor, our IMS graduate coordinator, the graduate coordinator, the department offering the course. So please, think about that when how much time is going to be required for this form to be filled out. When you send the form to me for the IMS graduate coordinator signature, please allow 1 week for the form to be signed. Our IMS graduate coordinators also have a lot of forms to sign, and so it's really important that you provide 1 week notice before we're able to provide the form back to you. Sometimes it takes shorter, but it's important that you provide us 1 week notice. So this is a sample add drop course form. A lot of time, I think, goes into making sure the form is correct. So if the form is filled out correctly the first time, you will save yourself a lot of time in getting your course approved. Especially for courses where the department offering the course only has a limited number of spots. It's really important that you have this form filled out quickly so that you can add yourself to the wait list. So to make sure that all your forms are filled out correctly, I have a sample add drop course form here. So for last name, you're putting your last name, first name, your student number, so your U of T student number is listed there. For your degree, you either write Master of Science or Doctor of Philosophy if you're in the PhD program. The session that you're taking the course. So is it fall 2025? Is it winter 2026? So for Y session courses that span both semesters, you can write fall 2025 to winter 2026. The graduate unit is going to be the Institute of Medical Science because you're all IMS students. You're all full-time students, so the full-time checkbox. And then your University of Toronto email. It is really important that you use your University of Toronto email to email the IMS office. So you should only be using your U of T email to email the IMS office. So once you're a registered student, we don't respond to emails that are not University of Toronto. So one of the things that you need to make sure is you only put one course on one form. So for every course that you want to take, you need to fill out a separate add drop form. I'm actually not sure why they have 3 different boxes, but you can only fill out one course per form. So you put in the course number. So you will notice that the first 3 letters refer to the department. So in this case, in this example, HAD. 5011, so that number, if there's 4 numbers, it is a graduate course. If there are 3 numbers, it is an undergraduate course. Undergraduate courses do not count towards IMS degree requirements. So please make sure that there are 4 numbers, and then there's an H, which indicates the credit value. The course activity or title. So all this information can be found on either Acorn or on the website offering of the department offering the course. Is this a required course? The session code. So 2025-9 refers to fall 2025. 2026-1 refers to winter 2026. So those are the 2 session codes that you'll need for this year. The meeting section as well. So the meeting section for most graduate courses, they only have 1 meeting section. So usually it's LEC, which refers to lecture 0101, but there are other meeting sections as well. At the bottom of the form, where it says student signature, please sign the form right there. Put the date. Next, ask your supervisor to sign the form where it says supervisor signature. And then you need to email the instructor of the course to ask them to sign the form where it says host instructor signature. Host refers to the fact that they're the department offering the course. So that needs to be signed. So once you have those 3 signatures on the form, you need to email me the form. So once you email me the form, I'll review the form, ask our graduate coordinators to sign the form, and then I'll send the form back to you. Once I send the form back to you, you need to send the form to the department offering the course so that their graduate coordinator can sign the form. Once their graduate coordinator signs the form, you need to email me back the fully completed signed form. At that point, I will approve your course request because we need the forms to put in your student files. So this is really important that these steps are followed in this order so that these forms can be processed quickly. So moving on to our course grading policy. So in graduate school, you need to earn 70% or above in every course that you take to pass the course. 69% or lower is considered a fail grade, and you will receive an FZ on your transcript, or NCR, also known as no credit, on your transcript. Let's say you take an undergraduate course, which students, as a graduate student, you can take undergraduate courses, but they don't count towards your degree requirements. If you take an undergraduate course, you still need to receive 70% or above in the course to have the course marked as complete. Even if in undergrad for their courses, their students only need to get 50 or above to pass the course, you as a graduate student must receive above 70 to pass the course. So this is really important to keep in mind when you're thinking about taking undergraduate courses. So moving on to PACs, or also known as Program Advisory Committee. So all students are required to have PAC meetings. So it's a documented meeting between the student and the PAC members. It includes your supervisor as well as 2 faculty members with the current membership in the School of Graduate Studies. So it's mandatory that you have a minimum of 1 PAC meeting every 6 months. And there is a PAC approval form that you need to submit by December 1st because all of you are September entry students. And then the first PAC meeting has to take place within 6 months of admission, so by February. These PAC meetings are an opportunity for you and your committee to go over your progress on your on your research project, for them to provide feedback and to get that research expertise, guidance, and mentorship. And more information about the PACs can also be found at this link above. So I'll be going over this briefly, but before the PAC meeting, there's certain different steps that you need to take. And then during the PAC meeting, there will be someone other than your supervisor who will chair the meeting. You as a student will have a presentation, there'll be discussion and evaluation, and then you must have the PAC meeting report to be completed and signed by the PAC members. And then within 2 weeks of the PAC meeting being completed, you need to email your PAC forms to msc.medscience@utoronto.ca if you are a master's student, and at phd.medscience@utoronto.ca if you're a PhD student. So again, as I mentioned earlier, there is a PhD qualifying exam. So all PhD students have to hold a qualifying exam within 18 to 21 months of starting the program. So this is really important that you look at the requirements for the qualifying exam. There are strict deadlines in terms of submitting your exam package, and these deadlines are enforced very strictly. So it's important that you have everything in place. So 4 weeks prior to the exam, you need to submit your exam package for approval. And then there are different steps that happen in between that 4 weeks and your qualifying exam. So please make sure that you go on our website, see what the eligibility requirements are so that you are prepared when you're submitting your exam package. So again, the MSc to PhD transfer exam. So a lot of our students, some of them do choose to transfer from the master's to the PhD program. So this transfer exam, one thing to note is that it has to be completed within 18 to 21 months of starting your IMS degree. And that decision on whether you want to transfer should be made within 1 year to 15 months of starting your master's program. So this is something that you want to talk about with your PAC committee as well as your supervisor. Again, there are course requirements that must be completed in order to be eligible to transfer. So this is something, if you're looking to transfer, I'd highly recommend you go on our website, see the course requirements so that you're preparing in advance. Again, there are very strict deadlines on when exam packages must be submitted, and they're strictly enforced. So please make sure that you look at the different requirements. 4 weeks prior to the exam package needs to be approved. And then there are different steps that take place before the transfer exam. And then, yeah. So moving on to enrollment steps. As a newly incoming student, you need to get your UTOR ID and T card. You need to make a University of Toronto email address. So it'll be at mail.utoronto.ca. You need to submit your GEMS agreement. You need to pay your tuition. Your degree registration status will change from invited to registered once all your conditions are met. You've submitted a GEMS, you paid your tuition, you can enroll in courses. So as I mentioned earlier, you can enroll in courses with an invited status, but again, you must be a registered student by the registration deadline, otherwise the system will automatically kick you out of all your courses. So we have students every year at the registration deadline who don't get registered in time and are removed from courses. When you're removed from courses, your spot in that course is taken away. And so it is not guaranteed that you'll have your spot back because of course there's also a course enrollment deadline as well. So please make sure that you have a registered status by the registration deadline. So again, just to sort of recap our degree requirement checklist, whether you're a master's or a PhD student, you have elective and modular course requirements. There's MSc 1010, 1011H course requirements. There are the PAC meetings that you have to hold every 6 months, the thesis and the defense, the ethics certificate or your Rothstein lecture, as well as scientific day. If you're enrolled in a collaborative specialization, CSB requirements, and if you're a PhD, a qualifying exam, and if you're looking to transfer, a transfer exam. So IMS is a great department to be a part of. We have so many different resources and so many people who are more than willing to help you out. So two of these amazing people are our graduate coordinators, Dr. John Vincent and Dr. Isabella Kanija. They hold weekly virtual office hours on Thursdays from 9 to 10 a.m. and on Zoom. The Zoom details can be found on our IMS Weekly Digest. So if you go on our website, there is a Weekly Digest where you can find the Zoom details. They are private and confidential meetings. They meet with you one-on-one on Zoom. So if you have any questions or concerns about like your degree progress, something you want to discuss with our graduate coordinators, they're more than happy to help you out. And I highly recommend that you see them earlier than later if you have any issues. We also have a very amazing student association known as IMSA. Their website is listed there. There are student associations that have that really build our student community. They have a whole range of events. They talk about award opportunities, volunteer leadership opportunities. They have different reps for different hospital sites. If you're looking to get involved in student leadership opportunities, this is a great organization as well. I myself also are holding virtual office hours. So if you have any questions about courses, curriculum, your degree requirements, I'd be more than happy to help you out. So on Wednesdays from 2 to 3 p.m., only in July, to make note of, starting July 16th. So July 16th, July 23rd, and July 30th, I'll be holding virtual office hours again on Zoom. They will be one-on-one. So you'll be put in a waiting room until I have time to see each student. The Zoom details I will send you via email. So if you have any questions, especially if you have a lot of questions, some of them are easier to answer through a Zoom call rather than through email. So please feel free to come to my virtual office hours. I'd be more than happy to help you out. So we also have sort of called a student handbook. It's not really a physical handbook, but it's a virtual handbook. If you go on our website, you can see the different links that will link to the different things that you'll need. So IMS holds our annual IMS Scientific Day, which I'm the staff lead of as well. And so this is the largest event at IMS with almost over 300 people attending. It is a research conference, similar to a research conference. So the day we have an Alan Wu poster competition, we have a keynote lecture, we usually have like student networking events during lunch, we have a Laidlaw manuscript competition. We end off the day with award ceremonies on a whole range of awards, not just awards that are for poster presentations, but awards that we give out to faculty and students on like leadership, on education. So there's a whole range of awards that we give out, and it's an entire day. It's an opportunity to really share your research and work on your presentation skills. I highly recommend that all students present their poster at their first year of study because it is a requirement for all students to present at Scientific Day. That way you get the requirement done with. You can present more than once, and we welcome you to. So you can present in your second year, and if you're a PhD, a third year, fourth year as well. But that way you have the requirement marked as complete. So the Alan Wu poster competition is where all students are required to submit an abstract, a poster, and present. So we group the different groups by themes, and then students have the opportunity to present to a group of judges. We have e-posters now. So it's a really great opportunity to practice your presentation skills and put together a poster. We also have a Laidlaw manuscript competition, which is only for a select number of students. Usually 4 students get selected. So that one is a little bit more competitive, but all students are welcome to present in our Alan Wu poster competition. And again, it happens in April of every year. And so that brings me to the end of our presentation portion of our presentation today.